OK, here we go. Let's talk WSL now. And look at this. We have Rosie and Mollie Kmita from the Dub with us. It's the new weekly WSL show on Snapchat. And you've chatting in here. Let's hope it's not snappy. But you come to have a chat with us, which is marvellous. Welcome both.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Well, I'm excited about this. It's going to be fun. First of all, this new show. Tell us about it and what happens.
Yeah, so we've got a brand new show called The Dub, exclusive with Sky Sports Snapchat, which basically is me and Rosie discussing all the hot topics across the WSL from the previous week. We have a few rows, don't we?
We do. We do have a few arguments here and there.
Disagreements here and there, but it's part of it. It's part of the show, and we're on our 7th one this afternoon.
We are, yeah.
And it's going really well. So anyone watching this, we need them to subscribe.
You're subscribed, aren't you?
I'm there.
You're there. You're in.
Ain't you?
I'm there.
There we go.
If I can't work out how to use my phone, I'm there.
Right. Well, you will be there after this interview. You're going to have the dub.
Yeah. I'm going to be dubbing. I don't know what the right word is, but I'll be watching. Yeah, wonderful. OK. We've seen big crowds, WSL matches this season, which is fantastic to see, isn't it? OK. Is this simply a knock-on effect from the Euros, or are we seeing something fundamentally more here?
Yeah, I think there's no denying the impact that the Euros have had on audiences. I think the refreshing thing this time round is that usually we see a spike in interest in and around the women's game around big tournaments and big occasions, right? Now what's happening is that there's been a knock-on effect since the Euros that week in, week out in the WSL games we're seeing the spike in audience, and I think it's so amazing to be a part of, because usually there is a drop-off after tournaments, but now the momentum's just stuck around.
But we say the most amazing thing this time round as well is that we're going off the back of a Women's Euro straight into a Women's World Cup. So you hope that momentum we speak about doesn't stop.
And some, we'll get on to England a little later, but some great friendly results as well thrown into the mix just to add to the excitement and the euphoria. All the teams of WSL have played at least 3 games. What are you seeing? And can you see it? Don't have a row, you two.
No, we're friends today.
Yeah, we're on
right.
good terms today. I've got to say, we spoke through some stuff this morning. We're good. But no, I think what we've seen at the start of this campaign has been incredible to watch. I think what we're seeing now is unpredictable results, and that's what you want. You want to look at fixtures and not be able to call it. I think the first game of the season, Liverpool, newly promoted Liverpool, beating title champions Chelsea, sort of set the way of how this league is going to be. You can't call it. You look at all the games and you go, well, actually, I'm not sure about that one, and that's what I hope keeps bringing people back.
Yeah. Tried to argue some of those refereeing decisions that game, but I lost the argument on all of them. It's Manchester United who are top. Right, has this surprised you? Are they genuine challengers here?
I think United are doing very, very well, and I think they will compete with the top dogs in the WSL, but I think there's no denying at the same time that the Arsenal and the Chelseas of this world have the experience in winning titles. So I think United will give them a run for their money this year, but I still think it will be Arsenal and Chelsea on top. One of them two.
Well, you went full, and I was nervous.
Miles wanted to chip in there.
I was nervous for a second there because I thought it was going to be another argument. And
no, well, anyone that's been watching the Dub, which I'm sure you all have.
I have.
Yeah, which you definitely have, Rob. But, you know, we've had our disagreements on who we think's going to win the title this year. Rosie's back in the Blues, I'm back in Arsenal, the Reds. So, yeah, but we have both agreed on one thing, that we do think Manchester United will compete for top 3 this season.
OK. Talking of last season's champions, Chelsea, and Emma Hayes, we heard that news last week, and we all wish her well. How much of a miss will that be to Chelsea?
Yeah, I think Emma Hayes will, of course, be a huge miss for that Chelsea side. I think it was incredible to see the support that the club had shown her over the weekend. She's such an integral part of that football club. And I think, regardless, though, Emma Hayes will definitely have the right people in the right places to ensure that Chelsea can grind out results, whether she's physically there or not. But I think from us and from everyone, we wish Emma well. Yeah,
we just saw Kovacic and others wearing that shirt to do the warm-up. I mean, certainly 5 years ago, 10 years ago, that would have been unthinkable. It's another sort of showing of how far the women's game has progressed, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think Emma's a huge advocate for that as well. I think, you know, she shows week in, week out why she's one of the best managers in the world. And I think that how they symbolised their support to Emma this weekend was amazing to watch.
Yeah, Pernilla Harder going well. First Chelsea appearance of the season, 2 goals at Everton. OK, you mentioned that first game of the season. Gloss over that one. Are they back to their best?
Do you know what? How amazing was it to see Pernilla Harder back fully fit, you know, coming back after injury and getting player of the match, but then also getting 2 goals shows her quality. I truly believe that. And I think she was the missing piece to the puzzle in that Liverpool game, right? We'll skim over it, as you said, Rob, but she was the missing piece. And I do believe having her back in the squad now will allow Chelsea to be back to winning ways. I truly believe that.
Yeah. But you're still not having it, oh yeah.
Well, I am having it. I mean, I am. I just feel like if there's one season where Arsenal could tip Chelsea, I feel like it's this year.
OK, well, let's talk about Arsenal. Also won 3 out of 3.
Yeah.
And Manuela Zinsberger set a new WSL record in the 1-0 win over Reading, her 8th consecutive clean sheet. This solid defence, then, is that the difference, do you think, this time around?
Yeah, I think that they've got resource across the whole of the pitch in all positions, this Arsenal side. But ultimately, what this Reading result has shown this weekend is that with Williamson and Sousa out, Arsenal can still produce. And ultimately, that is, I think, a massive confidence boost for this Arsenal side to know that without their 2 starting centre-halves, they can still break WSL records and they can still get the results that they need to move on in this title race.
Yeah, there's different ways to pick up wins.
100%.
Is that the point here with Arsenal? It perhaps wasn't their most free-flowing game and they had their problems there, but they still got the 3 points.
Exactly. It shows the strengths of a good side, right?
Are you panicking now?
Sweating that one. I can see.
It's too early in the season to tell, right? I'm fine.
OK. We touched on England beat the world champions, of course, the USA in that recent friendly at Wembley. 76,000 fans there. Wow. How big was that with the World Cup year coming up?
Yeah, it was never a friendly, was it?
No.
Was it, Rob?
No such thing as a friendly in international
There's no such thing as a friendly, but no, I think the occasion was outstanding, right? It was so amazing to be a part of that. And I think that win against the USA, obviously reigning champions, gives England the confidence going into the World Cup, and rightly so.
I think when you speak to anyone that has got American players in their team or anyone that's gone out to the States to play, they speak about this American mentality, this winning mindset that is just programmed into them from a young age. And I think what we're seeing now is England start to get a bit of that winning mentality and believing that actually we're world champions too. We can be world champions potentially if we believe we can. Because on the pitch we competed and we won. It says a lot.
You talked about going out to the States and getting a flavour of it. How far ahead are they?
I don't think they're any further ahead anymore. I think we've caught up, and I think for a long time there was a massive stigma with women's football in America and their infrastructure being so far ahead, and we've got miles to catch up. I now think we're in a place where we have matched that, and we speak about this on the dub. We actually spoke about this on the last
episode.
Actually, we actually did. Thanks for that, Rob.
I knew, I was watching.
Yeah, I know you watched. You must have known, but. You know, we spoke about this last week, that actually now we've got a level playing field, and that's why I think actually these international friendlies that we're seeing, you know, we're winning, we're producing, because actually we have infrastructure that is the same as the Americans now. There's no longer this uneven playing field.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it?
It is very exciting.
Yeah, all talking of exciting as well, a weekend of WSL action ahead. What games caught your attention the most?
Right, so I'm very much looking forward to the Villa versus Everton game. I think Villa have produced this season so far, beating Man City and then beating Leicester, but they've still got this underdog stigma attached to them. And listen, all of us sitting on this sofa now, we love watching an underdog, right? So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I think for me, I look at this weekend's fixtures. I think Man City versus Tottenham stands out for me, both off the back of winning weekends and, you know, tight in the table. And I just think that Manchester City versus Tottenham always calls for a good game. So I'm looking forward to that one.
Wonderful. I've had great fun.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for coming in. The dub.
The dub.
Snapchat.
Yes.
I'm there. And
subscribe.
Yeah, and look at that, as if by magic.
Oh, look at that.
You can catch the dub with Mollie and Rosie every week. That's on Snapchat. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to see you.